Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. A lot of experiments could have gone wrong in the field of psychology. A lot of experiments taught us a lot of things. One of the famous experiments that I'm going to share with you today is the 1971 experiment called the Stanford Prison Experiment. Psychologist Philip Zimbardo put up an experiment to see how people react in a prison environment when the conditions are not good in their life. How do they react? So he set up a mock prison in the University of Stanford. Okay, he hired people at about $15 per day and randomly assigned them the duties of being inmates and being guards, means police and then the inmates. Okay, so the first day they actually went around arresting people, and the people very happily got arrested and came to the university. First day went very fine. And Philip Zimbardo was the superintendent, acting as the superintendent while monitoring this whole experiment. Now, what happens after the second day is the inmates, the prisoners, they start feeling this is done. I want to get out of this. But the guards who are wearing that uniform and the goggles, etc., and they started taking their role seriously. I'm not going to reveal the whole experiment to you. You can check it out. There's a movie made on this. But what happened after that is something that taught the whole world a very, very important lesson when it comes to authority. These people started taking their roles so seriously that in 6 days, they started tormenting the prisoners. Not only that, the person who was supposed to be the head of this experiment, Philip Zimbardo, he himself couldn't see the atrocities that were carried out in that mock prison. On the 6th day, his girlfriend comes and sees this whole thing and looks at Philip Zimbardo and says, "What the hell is going on?" It was supposed to be a 2-week experiment. It stopped right there. And people probably needed psychological help after they were released. My point of sharing this with you is, whenever you start becoming that guard, that policeman, when you start wearing this so-called unseen role that you have taken upon yourself and start saying, I am walking on a right path, but the others are the prisoners, they are all wrong. What happens is, there is a prison. You have suddenly become that guard who is on this side of the prison, but the others who are on the other side of the prison, they become inmates. They all become wrong. You never realize this, that you have become superior, and that superiority complex, it blinds people. It doesn't allow you to see where have you gone wrong. How about this? Can you just look at this picture? Look at it properly. From a glance, what you can see this picture is that all the bars are twisted, are bent, right? Now look closely, properly at each bar, each line, and you will see that none of them are bent. They're all straight lines. But what happened with looking at them from a glance is, you thought they all are bent, but when you look closely, you see actually they are not. They're all straight lines. Guru Patsha gives us 2 lines, amazing lines. If we can understand them and live our life in accordance to them, life would be beautiful. He says, "Hum nahi change, bura nahi koe, pranvat nanak tare soe." I'll break it out for you. He says, "Hum nahi change." It doesn't mean I'm not good. When you can see the good in everyone, you should be able to see the good in yourself too, right? Here, hum nahi change does not mean I'm not good. It means I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect. The ideology that I have, the religion that I follow, the path that I have taken is amazingly beautiful for me. But if there are 300 religions in this world, then mine is just one of them. Are all the other 299 wrong? No. They're not wrong, they're different. But when I become that guard, that policeman who starts looking at all of them from this point of view, and there are bars, and all these bars are going to be twisted, broken. The people on the other side of the fence will never seem to be right for me. So he says, remember this, hum nahi change, I am not perfect. Bura nahi koi, nobody is completely bad. If you actually start looking at people, they do have something good in them. But the problem is that I start looking only at the flaws of other people. There is a saying in Hindi, it says, Chalni कहती सुई से तेरे पेट में छेद. The sieve, chalni, ਜਿਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਅਸੀਂ ਚਾਹ ਛਾਣਦੇ ਹਾਂ, that filter sieve, chalni कहती सुई से. It looks at the needle and says, oh, there is a hole in you. It doesn't see it itself. It has hundreds of holes inside. Chalni कहती सुई से तेरे पेट में छेद. I can see your hole. I can see the hole in the needle, but I can't see the holes in myself. And Farid ji tells us, he says, Farida, khale likhna lekh, apnade girvan mein sir nima kar dekh. Look at your own self within you. If you think that everybody is wrong, everybody is bad, that's probably because you have taken that role too seriously. And when you take this role seriously, it's not that you only harm the world, you start harming yourself too. Because your attitude or your perspective towards people, towards life is that they are all wrong, you will end up making a lot of enemies. You will end up hating a lot of people. You have a lot of discrimination. कोई इस तरह करता पे है, कोई उस तरह करता पे है, ए भी बुरा है, ओ भी बुरा है. Start rising above that. Pranavat Nanak Tara. So if you have this thought in you, this is the most sublime, beautiful, blissful thought. This is the God inside you. Hum nahi change. It's not saying that I'm bad. No, I'm not perfect. We just had this a celebration of Dasara every year, and somebody sent a very beautiful quote to me. It says, "Jalte hue Ravan ne bheed se kaha." That burning Ravan, the effigy of Ravan, जलते हुए रावण ने भीड़ से कहा, मुझे तो हर साल जलाते हो, जरा इतना तो बता दो, तुम में से राम कौन है? You burn me every year. That effigy of Ravan is burnt every year, although he was not such a bad person. But before you burn him, this is exactly what Jesus told those people who were going to throw a stone at a prostitute. He said, the person who flings that stone should have never sinned. So if you can see your flaws, Jeta Samund Sagar Neer Parya, Tete Augun Hamare, that kind of a thought if you can have, then you will remember the Stanford prison experiment. It just says not only you shouldn't be giving authority in the hands of one person, but also don't be the guards who start discriminating against the inmates. Thank you very much for listening. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Thank you for watching, and do subscribe and share this video with people that you think can benefit, and do leave your comments in the section. Thank you so much.